Later this month, September 25th, Netflix is dropping all 6 of its episodes of the Mr. McMahon documentary doing a deep dive into the life and times, the controversial life and times. Is that a stretch to say controversial, of Vince McMahon? I'm excited to see this. I will be covering it here on the YouTube channel. Not sure if I'll do it as a whole, just a whole in review, or maybe episode by episode. We'll see. We'll see what kind of content that they're able to put into it. I'm excited to see if we learn anything new from this documentary, because us sweaty wrestling nerds, we think we know a whole lot, don't we? We've heard all the stories. But Vince, despite being so prolific and everybody talking about him, he's still a bit of an enigma in a lot of ways. And I hope that this documentary kind of opens that up a little bit better. And will it be a hit piece? That's the other thing. You know, they're definitely going to be covering the scandal. So are they going to kind of just bury Vince McMahon over the scandal? Or are they going to be more objective and kind of separate themselves from it? But one question that you gotta ask yourself when you see that Netflix is doing a documentary on the lifetimes and scandals of Vince McMahon is why? Why would they do that now when they are investing $5 billion? Is it five? Yeah, it's $5 billion, right? Into WWE. Why? Why would they be doing that? Wouldn't that hurt their WWE product that they're investing so much into? Well, maybe, maybe not. But one person who was speculating about this was our good friend Eric Bischoff over on the 83 Weeks podcast, kicking it with Conrad Thompson, chopping it up about this Netflix documentary. And Eric kind of wonders why exactly what we just talked about here. Why would Netflix do that when they're about to be bringing WWE in and making it their new home? Well, he does have an idea. We'll talk about it on the back end.
The Vince McMahon documentary, we were in Chicago last week and a trailer came out. So we got our first glimpse of what this thing is going to look like. It's coming to Netflix September 25th. And boy, I got goosebumps watching that. This is going to be wild. You're going to have non-wrestling fans talking about wrestling. This is going to be water cooler talk. It's going to be mainstream. I mean, this is going to get a lot of attention for WWE. And I don't think all of it's going to be positive. What'd you think when you saw the trailer there, Eric?
I'm confused. I mean, the situation is confusing for me in that this is Netflix, who just signed a $5 billion deal with WWE. The ink is still dry, or still drying. Haven't even had their first show yet. Yet Netflix is going to take arguably the face of WWE, or what has been the face of WWE since most of us have been alive, most people watching, and they're going to expose him to the world in a way that's not going to be flattering to the brand. One would think that it would not be flattering to the brand. And I'm not going to suggest that there's a way to make it flattering, but I do have to wonder if this is essentially just rip that Band-Aid off, get it over with, and let's move on and create more distance. It's the only thing I can think of, because why else would Netflix air it? Why would they stream it? They've had more projects that they paid a lot more for than this, that they just stuck in a closet and forgot about. There's no need to do this unless there's a reason for it. And that reason could be to further distance TKO from Vince McMahon.
Eric Bischoff nailed it on the head with a hammer. That is the exact reason that Netflix is doing that, is to separate themselves from Vince McMahon. They're going to tell a narrative here that's going to find a way to separate Vince McMahon and all of his mess from the new current WWE. They want to paint this picture that the WWE that exists now is this clean, beautiful business that's on the up and up. No trouble here, guys. No scandals. None at all. And that Vince McMahon guy, he's way in the past. We got nothing to do with him anymore. That's a whole separate thing. Here was his story. Here's what happened with him. And here's how he's not associated with WWE anymore. Please come watch WWE on our streaming network. That makes the most sense. I mean, you certainly don't want to do anything that's going to damage WWE. So anybody with a brain over at Netflix, and I don't know how compartmentalized they are over there. If, the guy up in the high tower that's deciding the big deals, like the WWE coming in, knows what the content of some documentary is over here. But he should, and they should have a strategy about this so that they don't hurt WWE. Because that's the last thing that you want, is to give people a weird taste in their mouth about WWE, unless it's like, never mind. But I was going to say something dirty, but we'll keep it clean here for the kids. The last thing that you want to do is tarnish the brand of WWE that you're spending all this money on. So it makes the most sense that they're going to design this documentary to kind of just pitch a particular narrative, perhaps, or frame things a certain way that allows people to separate the two and give WWE a big pass and not really associate them with the guy who fucking created it, designed it, birthed it from his grapefruits, if you will. It is weird still. I know most people are like, yay, ding dong, the witch is dead. And I am too, but God, you just grow up with Vince McMahon for so long. It's just weird that he's just this outside entity that they're distancing themselves so much from at this point. They started that, at WrestleMania by having Stephanie McMahon, of all people, come out and say, oh, this is the Paul Levesque era now. Except now there's even rumors going around that somehow they're going to find a way to oust him at some point, too. I don't know about that, but this Vince McMahon documentary, man, is going to be fascinating. And I do think, unless Netflix just loves burning money, which, they do, because they do $5 billion. Come on just wrestling. But, unless they love burning money, they're going to find a way to spin this. But we'll go ahead and leave it there until we know more, until we've seen this documentary. Then we can say for certain if they're doing actual damage to the WWE product or if they did a good job of kind of framing things. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you excited for this documentary? And why do you think Netflix is going through with it when they're going to be bringing in WWE and spending so much money on them? Is it a boneheaded move? Is it a risky move? Or do they know what they're doing and it's going to be set up and designed to babyface the WWE, for lack of better words? Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we'll catch you in the next video. That video there was a real slobber knocker. Head on down to the comments, put a little barbecue sauce on the like button. And while you're there, I would subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. And leave a comment. Everybody's got a fucking comment.